Hi, this is Dr. Doreste with the Cranial Release Technique. Good evening. It's May 21st at 6:45 p.m. here in New York City. And it was a while back when I had a interview and interviewed Lisa DeFalco. Some of you may know her in the massage therapy field. Lisa trains practitioners in manual lymph drainage. And at the time we spoke, some groundbreaking research appeared, which I'd like to revisit now with you. And that research linked the brain and the lymphatic system. And the title of this article, "The Link Between Our Brain and Lymphatic System Could Help Scientists Understand Alzheimer's Disease." And I will put the link to this article down below in the description. But I just want to go through a few concepts with you and then wrap it up at the end with the cranial release approach to all of this and our take on this connection. Research was conducted by the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, discovered that our brain rids itself of waste using the lymphatic system. It was previously thought that these two were not connected in any way. So just bear with me. I'm going to scroll down a bit, and again I will put the link to this article and you can read it for yourself. It's very short. A new study has revealed that the body's immune system could play a key role in diseases such as multiple sclerosis and Alzheimer's. Researchers at the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke looked at both human and monkey brains and discovered lymphatic vessels, which is an essential component of the body's immune system, in a membrane that surrounds the brain and the nervous system. Now here's where it gets interesting. The lymphatic system is placed in the body much like the vast network of our veins and arteries. However, instead of blood, they carry lymph fluid, which has within it both immune cells and waste products. So let me just skip down, and you can Google lymphatic system and look for yourself. I mean, here's just a simple chart. But exciting news, using an MRI, the team injected a special dye into the bloodstream of several human volunteers and watched to see where it traveled. They looked specifically at the Dura Mater, or the outermost membrane that protects the brain and the nervous system. Some of the dye leaked out of blood vessels in the Dura Mater. They could also see that this leaked substance was collected by different vessels. This is exactly what occurs in the lymphatic system. That gave us evidence that there are vessels here that are behaving differently from blood vessels, but we weren't sure that they were lymphatic vessels, said Daniel Reich, an author of the study and a senior investigator at the National Institute of Neurological Diseases and Stroke. If we scroll down just a bit more, these are the actual MRIs that you can view at your own leisure a little bit later. But notably, Reich and his team spent many years perfecting the dye technique to confirm the presence of these vessels. Until a few years ago, scientists assumed that the brain's immune system and the process for removing waste were two separate entities. This new evidence suggests otherwise. Finding lymphatic vessels near the surface of the brain could lead to multiple breakthroughs, including a better understanding of the debilitating demyelinating disease called multiple sclerosis. The researchers have discovered confirmation that MS could be triggered by a glitch in the immune system. How the immune system interacts with the brain is fundamental to how multiple sclerosis develops and how we treat multiple sclerosis. Currently, the only treatment for MS includes drugs that focus on suppressing immune function. Now, I can tell you, over the years of practice, I have seen dramatic positive changes with patients with MS with the application of the cranial release technique, and this may be the reason why. And this next topic, the brain spring cleaning. This research adds to a landmark study published in 2013, which discovered that our brain uses sleep to flush out waste products, though it wasn't known exactly how it did this. The results found that in a particular study suggested a prime reason why animals and humans sleep. During sleep, the flow of cerebrospinal fluid in the brain increases significantly. It then sweeps away harmful proteins that build up between brain cells during the day. Dr. Maiken Nedergaard, a professor of neurosurgery at the University of Rochester and an author of the study in Science, compared the process to that of a dishwasher. Nedergaard also found a correlation between this happening and Alzheimer's. And he said, isn't it interesting that Alzheimer's and all other diseases associated with dementia are linked to sleep disorders? Now, with this new finding regarding the lymphatic system, the understanding as to where all this waste is going is much clearer. Cumulatively, these discoveries are giving a huge boost to brain disease research. Now, that's the end of the article. But I want to just bring you back to my discussion with Lisa, and that took place back in June of 2015. So coming on 4 years ago, when this research first broke about lymphatic vessels being in the Dura Mater, the outermost covering of the brain. And so if the cranial bones are misaligned, and if the cranial bones are not moving or breathing properly, as I like to call it, then in my mind it's a very easy deduction that this spring cleaning, which should be happening in the brain, would be reduced. So I will link this article underneath, as well as this YouTube, with my conversation with Lisa, of which she discusses more about manual lymphatic drainage, and now the new concept of, well, I don't believe anyone in their profession was aware, because it's scientific, it's a breakthrough in science right now, that there are now these lymphatic vessels, which according to Lisa are about the diameter of a human hair, which are now being found in the Dura Mater, which is assisting the body's spring cleaning or dishwashing effect of the brain itself. Very interesting, very exciting times happening. Another good reason to receive regular cranial release. Again, the cranial release website is cranialrelease.com. This is Dr. Doreste. I'm going to dig around, and should I find any other additional information, I will make another video. But I found this, and you can just Google lymphatic vessels in the Dura Mater, and you can look at all the articles that are up there right now. I happen to like this one in particular, and this came from interestingengineering.com, of which I will post the links to all this. So thanks so much for your time. Have a wonderful evening. Cranialrelease.com. And again, if you're a practitioner, cranialrelease.com, there's a button to learn the technique. The online training program is right there for you as well. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.